Over the summer, one of the major goals I wanted to accomplish was to do as much DIY or do-it-yourself art that I could. I totally failed at this goal because instead of doing a variety of art projects, I only did one. My friend taught me how to do it in the beginning of the summer and I just fell in love. I did it with my sisters as gifts for our mother and grandmother, and just sometimes with my friends to just hang out and have a good time. This art project was paint pouring, and today I'm going to teach you how you can make your own paint pouring masterpieces. It's a great way to add color to your bland dorm or apartment walls, and it's also a great stress reliever. So before finals week, gather your friends and have a paint pouring party. To do paint pouring, you just need to follow 4 easy steps that I summarized in the PMPT method: to pour, to mix, to pour, and then to tilt. So before you even start painting, you need to gather all your supplies. Some of the things are common household objects like tablecloths or a bunch of plastic cups. Other things you're going to need to buy, like canvases and paints. These you can either order online at Amazon or go to Blackline, which is at the corner of 5th and Daniel and is an art supply store on campus. After you gathered your supplies, you could set up your workspace. The first thing you're going to want to do is spread out a plastic tablecloth over your surface that you're working at, which could either be a table or the floor. This will prevent paint from getting onto your surfaces and will allow for easier cleanup. You're also going to want to wear clothes you don't care about, because if you get paint on your clothes, it will not come off. So after you gathered all your supplies and set up your basic station, you're going to want to set up a stand for your canvas. You could do this by taking 4 plastic cups and putting them in a square and resting the corners of your canvas on top of it. Then you're going to need to take your colors. You're going to want 3 to 5 colors of acrylic paint. 3 to 5 colors just allow for a good balance of color. It's not underwhelming or overwhelming. So after you gather your supplies and set up your space, you could do step 1, which is pour. So you're going to want to take your colors and pour them into a plastic cup, like so. I like to pour it as much as if you look from the top, you can't see the bottom of your cup, you only see paint. For a bigger canvas, you're probably going to want more paint, but you can always make more later. So I say doing less and not wasting as much paint if you don't end up using it. So after you pour your paint into your cup, you can move on to step 2, which is to mix. So you're going to have to mix it with water, like so. And you're just going to probably go back and forth with paint and water until you get it to be the consistency of ketchup. This will just allow for a good flow rate over your canvas. If you don't have a popsicle stick, you could either use a brush, an old pen or pencil, or even a plastic knife. So after you mixed all your colors with water, you can move on to step 3, which is to pour your paint onto your canvases. So I just like to do, one color and then, switch between colors a lot. So for a canvas, you could use any size you want. I find squares work better, but you could really use a rectangle. I've done it on a rectangle before you too. So make sure you get the corners because the paint doesn't always flow so well into the corners. So after you get all your paint onto the canvas how you like, you can kind of do it all over. You can either just do it in circles or just kind of like splatter paint it a bit. It's totally up to you and totally free form. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more of this gray paint on it. You could use any colors you want. I'm using blue and orange today because of Illini Pride. Okay, so after you do that, you're gonna move on to step 4, which is to tilt. So take the bottom, so you're not gonna wanna pick it from the top because that's gonna ruin your picture. You're gonna wanna slide your hand from the bottom. So grab your folder and do it with me. Take it, slide your hand under, and then lift up. Here, I'll do it again. Put your hands like this, slide them under, and do it up. So just like so, and then you're just gonna wanna take it and tilt, so do that along with your folder, and then put a pencil on your folder, and try to get your pencil as close to the edge without it falling off. This is to stimulate your paint as close to the edge of your canvas as you can without it falling off, because you want to paint the tablecloth. You want to paint the canvas, not the tablecloth. So after you're kind of tilted around how you like, you could rest it black on your stand. If there's white space on your canvas, which I don't like, but you might, you could just take your popsicle stick or brush and knife and dab it. You're not going to want to use your finger because that will smear it. And that's it. That's how you paint pour. So to reiterate, it only consists of 4 easy steps after you gathered all your supplies, which is to pour the paint into cups, to mix the paint with water, to pour it onto your canvas, and then to tilt your canvas. I can't wait to see what great DIY art you guys can master.